It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
I said I'm A-Town finest, so put my game down, grinding. Was on them Greyhounds trying to get out of state. My assignment was hit the stage at a college, encourage kids they could do it. Told them how to reach greatness, some days you must be secluded. On my own shit, hang up the phone shit, they on some clown shit. I'm David, I stay with a stone for cracking your dome with. Play me, I come to your home and ring your alarm. Bitch, I'm crazy, this ain't just a song. Quit raising your tone, prick. I'm that nigga, that number one spot, nobody can't top. I ain't even got job though. Big dog gon' run in my block, got the blade on chop, beat nigga like Nacho. Rent do nigga sell like rock, move bass, I not do me like Rocco. Spend a bitch, she say I'm guapo. No money, I say no hablo, no English. My screenplay, try to get stretched out like Bengay. Don't call me, let you and your friend on the line, try to put it on three-way. I'm Green Bay, I'm about my cheese, nigga run up the check like relay. Got leeway, I flip my style like I'm a lucha libre.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this evening. As y'all know, I've been covering this Megan Thee Stallion versus Milagro Grrrls case for the better part of about a year now. Of course, Megan Thee Stallion is suing so-called blogger Milagro Grrrls for defamation, cyber stalking, harassment, spread of a deep fake sexual fake video, all of these different things. In this throughout this lawsuit, they've discovered that Milagro was receiving payments from Tory Lanez father, perhaps communicating with Tory Lanez and his father about intimate details concerning Megan Thee Stallion, things of that nature. And it's also been stated that Milagro allegedly was out here pushing misinformation on behalf of Tory Lanez to make him look good or to, create some sort of positive paper trail to present for a possible appeal, which still has not been granted in his favor. Tory Lanez has since been placed on restraining order from communicating to or about Megan Thee Stallion, even as he sits behind bars, based on the information that has been discovered, not only here, but also in his own dealings, because it was seen that in his phone records, he was still discussing Megan. He was discussing how to present things to the public. He was trying to decide whether or not to even be publicly affiliated with Milagro as Unite the People took on her case. He was wondering if there was going to be some sort of legal conflict of interest. It ended up turning out to be somewhat of one. So this is all intertwined into a clusterfuck, right? And Milagro has basically just been his puppet all this time, even during the trial with himself versus the state of California, as they pressed charges on him for Megan Thee Stallion. Milagro was, going to the courthouse, going to the trial, and sitting in the section with his family rather than media. And then she was coming out, putting out misinformation regarding the trial. Right? So all of these things led up to where we are today. Now, for the last couple of years, Milagro has been harassing Megan Thee Stallion, putting out hit pieces and hate stories. And it's one thing to critique a person, but once you take it to a place where you place threats or you start taking personal jabs at their family or putting out completely false narratives or speculative narratives that just create harmful stories about a person, this is where it can lead, right? Just giving y'all a synopsis. Now, in the Megan Thee Stallion Milagro situation, they are now in the discovery period. As a matter of fact, the discovery period in this case ends today. All right. So maybe tomorrow we'll have new updates. I don't know, maybe next week, concerning the discovery. But Up to this point, Milagro has not really complied with the requests in discovery. So much so that a couple weeks ago, Megan Thee Stallion and her legal team filed to the courts, to the judge, that Milagro be sanctioned and fined for not turning in her login for her Discord, her WhatsApp, iPhone messages, all of these different things that were needing to be submitted, right? For her communications about Megan Thee Stallion. Milagro has not complied, and now the judge has come forth and said that Milagro will have to pay legal fees for Megan Thee Stallion in excess of $5,000, and it needs to be paid within 30 days. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and pull up the order from the judge, and we're also going to get into the DJ that don't spin, who is alleging that he's also received a subpoena to be deposed in this very case. All right, so here we go. United States District Court, Southern District of Florida, order on attorney's fees. This cause is before the court pursuant to plaintiff Megan Pete, plaintiff, and defendant Milagro Cooper's conferral on reasonable attorney's fees pursuant to the court's July 14, 2025 order. Consistent with that order, the parties advised the court that they have met and conferred and agreed that defendant Cooper shall pay reasonable attorney's fee of $5,000 to plaintiff Pete through counsel within 30 days of entry of this order. This court, having considered the plaintiff's motion to compel the court's order on July 14, 2025, and the parties' representations regarding the same, and being otherwise advised in the premises hereby orders and adjudges that defendant Milagro Elizabeth Cooper shall pay plaintiff Megan Pete $5,000 for the time incurred by her attorneys in bringing the discovery issues on July 14, 2025. Such payment shall be made within 30 days of entry of this order and shall be paid through Ms. Pete's counsel of record, done and ordered in Chambers of Miami, Florida, this 25th day of July, 2025. That is the judge order that Milagro got to come up with 5 racks and send it to Megan Thee Stallion for wasting her motherfucking time in discovery. Okay? Now, to get a little bit more context, I'm going to go ahead and pull up Megan and her legal team's motion to the court to receive these fees. So this is the order from the 14th. Okay. This cause came before the court for hearing on July 14, 2025 on plaintiff's notice of discovery dispute concerning defendant's failure to respond to plaintiff's third set of requests for production, defendant's deficient discovery responses, and 3, plaintiff's requests for sanctions. This court, having considered the dispute and heard the oral argument of the parties and being otherwise advised in the premises, hereby orders and adjudges that by July 15th, 2025, that was 10 days ago, defendant shall provide her Discord account login credentials to the agreed upon third party forensic vendor. Okay. So she's been evading giving up her Discord information because this is one of the hubs that Milagro used for herself and her supporters to spew disparaging information about Megan Thee Stallion and to partake in a circle jerk of online harassment, I guess you could say. FTI Consulting is the name of the forensic vendor for that company to conduct an independent collection from defendant's Discord account. Following the independent collection, the party shall confer and agree on the production of responsive documents per plaintiff's third set of requests for production. Such production shall occur before defendant's deposition on July 21st, 2025. So I believe Milagro was deposed just a few days ago, earlier this week. It's going to take some time. I think it won't be until around next month that the transcript of said deposition takes place. But documents does have some information regarding that, which I will pull up, but I don't have access to the full transcript, okay? The court shall defer ruling on the issue of potential spoliation of defendant's text messages and WhatsApp messages and plaintiff's request for sanctions pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 37. So they want her text messages and WhatsApp messages, right? Because she's been having private conversations and Megan and them would like to uncover what those were about. Okay? After defendant's deposition, plaintiff seeks to proceed on the issue of spoliation. Plaintiff must promptly contact the undersigned to request an evidentiary hearing, all right? Because they believe that Milagro has been destroying evidence or manipulating it in some way. Plaintiff and defendant shall meet and confer. They've already done that. Regarding providing plaintiff with the deleted WhatsApp messages and iMessages from defendant's cell phone relevant to plaintiff's discovery request, including defendant providing plaintiff with any documents of credentials necessary to authorize a third-party forensic vendor to obtain the deleted messages. Okay, so whatever's been deleted, it can be recovered. Defendant must pay all reasonable expenses, including attorney's fees incurred by plaintiff in litigating the discovery dispute. The party shall meet and confer within 5 days of entry of this order as to a reasonable amount of fees and costs, which we now know is $5,000. If the parties cannot agree, then within 10 days of the entry of this order, plaintiff shall bring the matter of the undersigned's attention by contacting chambers, which they didn't need to do because they agreed on the $5,000 fee. Now, this is not a $5,000 settlement. She's not being ordered to pay $5,000 for losing the case. It is still active at this particular moment. The $5,000 is only because Milagro has been evading discovery, and they were trying to see if she could be held in contempt or fined, and they came up with a fine. Now, here we have document tings. Now, as you can see, they have their watermark all over this fucking page. I mean, god damn. You'd put the whole fucking bathtub and pool on this shit to watermark it, but I will do my best to read what is here. Okay. Let's see here. And this is tab B of your binder, Your Honor. The court, Mr. Humphrey. So this is the letter we were sent on July 8th to opposing counsel, or that we sent on July 8th to opposing counsel. If you turn to the third page, on October 5th and 6th, 2022, Ms. Cooper, that will be Milagro, she deleted 1,716 messages or attachments that she received or sent on that date. All right. Over 1,700 messages or attachments were deleted within a day on October 5th and 6th of 2022, that is. They say now that's critical because that's just before Tory Lanez criminal trial against Miss Pete, which was what her statements are about in this case. This precisely also matches a significant gap in text messages with Mr. Lane's father. So you have this period in time. You have a significant gap with communications with Lane's father, and you have a third-party neutral saying this couldn't have occurred. Then July 29th and 30th, 2024, more recently, she deleted 2,600 and 12 or 13? You got your watermark over that motherfucker. Messages. That's exactly when she was making public statements about Miss Pete that are at the center of this case and her alleged mental capacity. And then August 10th through 12th, 2024, Ms. Cooper deleted 1,896 messages when she accused Ms. Pete, quote unquote, of trying to deceive the court again. So the lawsuit was already active at this point. and she was trying to get rid of messages. They say that she's deleting messages between herself and Tory Lanez daddy. They say now, this is blatant spoliation. Now, what FTI also told us was that they can see messages were deleted between the time we filed this lawsuit and the time that she handed over the device to them, as in her phone. And I'm not talking a couple of messages here and there, Your Honor. This was 20,000 text messages that were sent or received since the inception of this case to the time she turned over her cell phone. 20,000. I got a motherfucking song called 20K. Hold on. Oh shit, I wasn't supposed to show my screen with the shit on it though. Hold on, y'all.
For the back, I got my 808 dumping when I'm cruising through the street. We just vibing, niggas riding, hit the spot like 10 deep. I need my squad on my back, we ain't no game, but they my piece.
I need like 20K at least.
I'm just trying to keep the peace.
Stupid motherfuckers. Ain't that what Jungle said on that motherfucker? It was written, stupid motherfuckers. Anyway, we'll keep going. 20,000 messages. And Document Teens, I believe, went on Armand's channel and they discussed this, but I'm just following the story here to give more information. But they say, but there is more to it than that, Your Honor. FTI can see, and defense counsel conceded in their letter to you this morning that Ms. Cooper deleted WhatsApp after this case was ongoing. Now that WhatsApp, that sounds like she could have been communicating with Tory Lanez, because you know niggas in the joint be having iPads and shit that they be communicating on and taking photos and doing other shit. They say the forensic report, which is in your binder, Judge, on tab 8, exhibit 2, or B, I can't see with all this fucking pool watermark. If you turn to the last page, the conclusion page, Your Honor, page 5, the second bullet point says evidence was identified that WhatsApp was communicating over the Wi-Fi network between July 4th, 2023 and March 18th, 2025. Whoa, this year. That sound like Mr. Lanez. That sound like Daystar. What that say? That means WhatsApp on her phone. WhatsApp was on her phone on March 18th, 2025, communicating over the cell phone network. The court in this case was filed when? October 30th, 2024. Okay. So for the substantial period of time as this case was ongoing, WhatsApp was on her phone, but when she turned it over, her device that is, and this is the last bullet point, Your Honor, when she turned it over to FTI on April 9th, WhatsApp was no longer on the phone. Okay? So she was communicating up until March of this year on WhatsApp. And before she was forced to turn this phone in for discovery, she deleted it thinking that she was going to get away scot-free. So now we get into the DJ that don't spin, who comes out and is claiming that Roc Nation lawyers have subpoenaed him regarding the Milagro, Megan Thee Stallion, and Tory Lanez case. All right? It's not a Tory Lanez case. It's really Milagro and Megan, but Tory is in it due to her connection with, or his connection with Milagro, or whatever.
Oh, I need one of your Jewish lawyers. Well, do they fuck with Rodney? Chat, yesterday, I'm outside. You know what I mean? I told you I'm going to lose a little weight. I see boy looking sexy now. Got my
This nigga's talking to fucking Aiden Ross of all people. Good Lord.
shirt off. I'm washing my cars. Washing the Maybach, the R8, the Lambo, the GY. I'm doing all that. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, because my car was dusty. I see some white dude pull up. So already I'm thinking, I know I'm in this neighborhood and I'm the only black dude, but I got to remember where the strap is at because I don't know what's going on out here. It might be a contract killer from Roc Nation or Meek or something. I don't know. The dude come up. I'm like, all right, man. So I remember I got my gun in my G-Wagon, but it's on the seat. So I'm kind of like, playing it cool because you can't look like a bitch. Not at your crib. But I know where the joint's at. Anyway, I'm looking on his shirt. His shirt say legal. Anyway, long story short, they hit me. Rock Nation hit me with a subpoena yesterday. Promise you. In my driveway. Promise you.
Yo, bro.
They hit me with a subpoena to be deposed. They're not suing me or nothing, but they're suing another blogger named Milagro, and over Tory Lanez. They're suing Milagro over Tory Lanez for Meg. So it's Meg the Stallion versus the blogger because they're saying that Tory had the blogger defame her, and they want me. They subpoenaed me for a deposition, and also they want any type of communication I've had with Milagro. I don't talk to her like that. Like I got nothing. But yeah, they subpoenaed me, and here's the law firm that I'm supposed to be deposed at, Rock Nation law firm. So nigga, I'm going in there with a sniper. I'm gonna have to go with I don't know what I'm gonna experience in there. They might try to put something in my drink. I don't know. If I don't come back, they did it. So and actually, I'm getting my lawyer to challenge it because they're asking for a whole lot of bullshit, and I got nothing to do with that. Y'all go get Tory. Tory's in jail. I don't got nothing to do with that. I waved the white flag.
Change the subject. I don't want nothing to do with that either. And I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, you good at. Don't worry about it, bro. But like, yeah, let's just not talk about that. Rock
Nation's the devil. That's what I gotta say. But let's keep going, bro. What else you up to? Yo, when's Charleston White about to knock another nigga out?
All right, we don't want to overstay our welcome over here. So let's get this motherfucker off the screen. So the DJ that don't spin is spinning up another narrative. He's saying that he received a subpoena from Rock Nation, although Rock Nation is not even involved, excuse me, in the Megan and Milagro case. Rock Nation is involved in the Megan Emilio Cucci lawsuit. That's the one that Emilio filed against Megan. He sued her and Rock Nation as a tandem, but in the Megan Milagro situation, they're not involved. But of course, we do know that they, her legal team is, Urquhart and Sullivan, which is also representing Rock Nation. So I get where he's going, but he keeps putting their name on it like they specifically sent it. All right. So he's saying that they want him to conduct a deposition. They want him to forward over any messages and information regarding communications of himself and Milagro. This is not a random request. When all of this jumped off, the DJ that don't spin actually jumped out and said that he was going to create a fund. Him and others in the content space were going to put money together in order to protect content creators such as Milagro, to cover legal fees and anything that they need. And as Milagro continued to fall under tough times, financial distress, and drown herself in not only debt, but also troublesome words as she continued to go on Station Head and talk shit and antagonize the situation, the DJ that don't spin decided to spin his way out of there, never deliver any of the financial resources that he claimed he was going to help with, and she began to spin out of control, also snapping on the non-DJ. Okay? So they want to know, hey, you came out, you said you were going to put some money together for her. I'm guessing that y'all have had some form of communication. She did say that at a certain point, the DJ that don't spin stopped communicating with her. She couldn't get in touch with him. So she said, fuck him. They want to know the nature of that situation as well. And they probably would love to know if he received any hush payments or any payments filtered through from Tory and his father to spew negative stories about Megan as well. Because he continually talks bad about her. He may be doing that off of his own, his own regard, but I'm sure they would love to see if it may have been a paid campaign coming from the Tory Lane side of things, right? So all of that is intertwined and roped in, all right? That's all I got for y'all on this one. Let me know what y'all think of everything that was covered in this video down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. And if you need any refreshing on the details talked about in this video, don't be ashamed. Run it back. Listen to it 2 or 3 times before saying something crazy in the comments. All right? I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be well out there. All right? Much love and respect. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. But drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.